Making connections. What do I mean by making connections? Just what it says. Do you realize how many of us are out there with different phases or chapters in our life where people have either moved on or passed away or just are no longer in our lives? So those connections are no longer here, right? So in this video, we're going to talk about that. Once we find ourselves in that predicament, and basically sometimes it's retirement. So like me, you have moved on from that group of people, right? And now it's time to find another group of people. Come along, let's talk about it. And by the way, my name is Dr. Roseanne Gonzalez, and this is my channel, Dr. Rose 60 Plus Motivation Generation, where we motivate each other, right? So what I'd like to do today is talk about those connections. Talk about what exactly do I mean by that, right? Well, it's come to my awareness that once a person retires is one predicament. You're no longer in that same group of people, right? So it seems like there's a little isolation going on. And then there's times that people move from one city to another, state to another, from one job to another. Realize that there's no longer that connection anymore, right? So to go with my title, Making Connections, I mean, how to get out of this cloud. With a lot of people such as myself, we are now in a cloud of a different world, right? Have you ever thought about how life has changed from one chapter to another, to another, to another? Whenever you meet up with an old school buddy and remember way back when, well, that was another chapter in my life, right? Those are different people, right, that I hung around with. But these days, post-pandemic, and this is where I'm going with this, before I continue, what you see right there is my book. What I did with this post-pandemic is write a book about this isolation. You are not alone. You are not alone. There are so many things that can be done about this, and believe me, you are not the only one going through this. So this heartfelt guide about making true connections is something that I wrote, and I really would like you to access it. I have it right there on my Stand Store. If you can do that right now, go to my Stand Store and access it. The link is right there at stand.store/Dr. Roseanne Gonzalez. And there is my book. It's a 12 chapter digital book with very, very short chapters, all about how we can go from this state of pretty much being alone or lonely to not being, right, all the way through. And at the end of every very, very short chapter, I have key points that were out of that chapter, and then reflection questions to ask you, what are you going through, right? So at this point, I'd like you to comment on what do you do to keep those connections going with so many people in your life. Like I said, post-pandemic, we all seem to have drifted away. We were in lockdown for so long, and in that lockdown, it just seems to have really broken our social lives apart. Yeah, there's still some people that you talk to, but then we lost contact with quite a few. So my idea behind this book, so please access it. I have it at $10 right now. It will eventually go up a little bit, but right now it's a key to what we can do about this isolation, this, I hate to use the word, loneliness. Do you realize, and after writing this book, I realized, do you realize that you can be lonely in a crowd? You can be lonely when you go to work, even though you're talking to your colleagues. You can be lonely at home, even though your house is full of family members, right? And then I've always thought loneliness is a state of mind. Where do we go with all of this? So, in the comment section below, also tell me how you make connections with people. We're motivating each other. How do you make connections with other people? Are you just going to the grocery store and you just chit chat, start talking to anybody? I found myself at times, there's something, the price is high. It's like, whoa, this price is high, whatever. And the other person might comment, but it's not like a long lost friend or anything like that. How do you, in the comments below, make contact our connections with these people to get you from being in this cloud? So I've written this book with all of that in mind. I'd really like you to take a look at it, and we can do a book study. That would be awesome. So we could go through the chapters and talk about these questions and how can we help each other. We'll be making a connection right there. And that's why I use this. I mean, I'm basically an introvert. So the majority of the day I'm sitting, I'm writing, or I'm trying to figure out what to talk about on my next video. And I would really love to communicate with you so we can figure out how this all comes to be and how we can fix it. I know the majority of my problem is mistrust. If I'm walking on the trails where I like to go walk and somebody's walking towards me, I tense up, right? But sometimes it's an older couple and they'll say good morning or hello and go on. So those kind of points of contact are just frequent. But do you realize there's simple ways for us to make contact and communication? I joined this community center that has exercise, right? Exercise classes. And I really enjoy being there talking to the people that are there. Now, over time, I'm assuming that it will come about and be something, more of a connection. But since I've retired, I can honestly say I've lost contact with those people that were there. And so some may say, well, it wasn't really a big bond to begin with. No, it was business. It was professional. But then you move on, and now I'm here at home doing this and contemplating going and getting another job so that I am not so alone. My daughter lives on the other side of town. And so with that, she's over there. My parents have passed on. But I would really love to start a book club with you on my book, and we can talk about this and make connections and bring this into a full connected world. I would love that. That would be amazing. So with that said, I'm Dr. Roseanne Gonzalez, and this is my book. Go ahead and access it on my Stan store. It's only $10, and we can get to talking about it. We can get to be doing something about this, because there's simple ways to make those connections to break out of this cloud. So with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. And don't forget to subscribe, and we can make this a bigger, better world, right? I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.